gonna delete that one.
Yeah.
Are you're sure you're recording?
Oh, I don't know.
Yep. Oh, hey, oh. So here we are again.
Good. Again on the box.
The box?
Yeah, the
Piece of
box.
the box, man.
Yeah, why not?
The get on box.
How many times can we something up box? Today, we gotta replace the starter.
In the last video, when it backfired and burnt the dead cat, it actually broke the starter housing because the motor turned back and torqued the starter the wrong way and busted the housing. So,
Gotta do that.
new starter, and then we're pulling the distributor.
Yeah, the distributor comes apart to replace the pickup coil. And so there's a step-by-step on how to do that, sort of, step-by-step.
Yeah.
Pickup coil goes bad, it kind of sends everything else in a bit of a haywire. And then,
See where we're at.
yeah. See you
at the end of the video.
Yeah, will we? How does that work?
Sorcery.
We're gonna send this starter to destination. So you can't just lift it in there, you have to bring it up over here and then jockey it in there. I prefer having a manual transmission as opposed to a slush box. Go up in there. Pinch. Twist it and break the plastic thing that holds the brake line. And then you have to do a balancing act with this thing and hopefully not drop the bolts on your face right in the eye socket.
Maybe you should wear safety glasses.
Nah! Maybe you should mind your own business. Alright. Tighten, tighten. Hooray, I didn't drop a bolt in my eye.
You're like taking forever, man.
Shut your mouth. You can barely see what I'm doing. It's more by braille than anything. It's damn near impossible to get your hand up in there with the ratchet. Braille. I have to go get a different socket for power wire. You should come over here and take a picture of the sticker I used to hold the thing up there while I put the bolt in it.
There we go.
Got it?
So this sticker was put there to put those bolts in?
Yeah, to hold that in place while I was up top putting the bolts through.
Oh.
Because evidently when I was doing that, I had nobody to help me.
And if anyone's curious where to get these, check out Cage66 on Instagram.
We'll put a link up in the...
Yeah. He's a pretty rad dude.
Freaking awesome fabricator, too.
Always building cool stuff.
Good cool stuff.
Alright, well, starter's in.
Cool. Still backfiring.
What is going on?
It ran better. Still backfiring.
Why is it still backfiring?
Timing.
It's set to 0. So, since Mike says the timing's off, even though I said it, we're going to check it. So that lead I put on the #1 spark plug wire. This goes to the black one. Negative goes positive.
Oh.
Alright, try it again.
Did you see that?
I did.
Don't get too excited.
It's for sure at 0 now.
But what was that other thing?
What?
The other thing you said after that.
I don't remember.
You don't remember? I mean, it was just a few seconds ago. You said something about somebody being right and...
You were right. Also, yourself.
Oh man. It's not very nice.
Yeah, well.
So now what are you doing?
Right now I'm going to mark the time on the intake to the distributor because we're going to pull the Dizzy out and try something.
Yeah.
So that way when I put it back in, I know it's timed.
Where
And
did-
nothing's changed.
Right.
Okay. This thing is starting to get worn out. This screw from having it off so many times. Make sure it's all the way out. Ow, the valve cover's hot.
Yeah, you ain't kidding. I had my hand on it earlier.
That's what happens when things run.
Yeah.
So the pickup coil is inside of here. You see the two wires there? It's down up inside of here.
Okay.
Let go. Alright. Set that off to the side. And let's maybe pull the distributor out of here. Maybe.
There we go.
Another Dizzy coated in oil. Because they run the oil pump drive off of the distributor right there. And I'm dripping oil everywhere. Rag. Okay. That's the mark that I made. For to set time. So now, I'm gonna figure out how this thing comes apart. I don't wanna.
Alright. So there's a pin on the cam gear. So yeah, we gotta knock that dude out. So my thinking is that this piece from here to here-ish is like a sleeve of some sort that comes out of the way when we knock the pin out.
I think what
take the
has to
gear off.
happen is to pull this end of it out, you have to knock the pin off to get the cam drive.
That's
off.
what I'm saying. So this is like a sleeve.
This whole thing is a sleeve.
Yeah. Yeah, like noted before, we don't know what we're doing. We could look these things up, but we like to figure things out.
Well, I mean, sometimes when you're at a loss, you just look things up.
Yeah, I mean, we obviously
Like we did.
we did it a minute ago, trying to figure out the deal with the whole not running under load thing.
Okay, so this has a dimple here, which also has this thing pointed up. The other side, no dimple. So when that goes back together, that has to match. That much I can see.
Well, should we take like a straight edge and maybe even make a different colored line that lines the pin up with the
Well,
the
this
gear?
turns. You have to match these two pieces up. That's what they're saying. And then there's a thing inside of there. See, that moves around when you turn it.
Yeah.
And we could look it up.
We could. So what's this piece you're taking off?
This connects to the ECM and the coil to make sparkins go down the squirt holes, or the thing holes. Rather.
Thing holes, yeah. Sparkins go down the thing holes.
Right. And I know we got stuff that squirts down the squirt holes.
I thought it,
The juice goes down the squirt holes.
yeah, the juice goes down the squirt holes. If you want to, if you don't know what we're talking about, check out the video. It'll be in that corner.
The first the box video. I'm going to lay out some hardware here, so we don't lose anything. There's the wires for the pickup, which, you know, couldn't possibly be easy to get to.
Right.
Nope, we gotta disassemble the entire distributor to get a little piece of plastic inside of there.
Right. And you'll see that in a few minutes.
Maybe.
So we're gonna line up because that's what's important. Is basically the pin sits in this hole, right? So we're marking it with this pin that's in the distributor already.
That's just a dimple.
It's a dimple, right? It's not actual pin.
Then on this side, this is the indentation for the rotor.
Right.
So those line up.
What I also understand is when we take this off, this gear and everything comes off.
That comes off that way, and there's the drive that goes all
And the
through
drive that goes through the sleeve and all right. Well,
and out. Is it loose enough to pull? Oh, there's a pin.
There's the pin.
So that goes there. That moves independently now.
Yes.
So we pull that off. And be careful not to lose. Apparently there's 2 washers on here.
Right.
So that one, and then this one. This one goes against the drive gear. This one goes on top of that. And it looks like there's a certain position it sits in there. Like
And that's
that.
what we saw moving earlier.
And that was what was moving, yeah. Now we get to tap this little guy out that way. Oh, hey, look at that little, look at him go. Look at him go.
Just a little tappy tappy.
Just look at the app.
Probably a little corroded, some carbon.
No, not bad actually. They said, the video that I watched, the guy said it would probably have a bunch of burnt oil on here. This one wasn't bad actually. So that's your distributor drive. And then there's the ringy that you gotta take out. So you gotta pop that out. Your new pickup coil is going to come with a new ring there, or a square piece. I know some of them have a square clippy. So now we pop that off of there.
Yeah. It's gonna come with a new thingy.
A new ringy dingy.
That thingy.
Ringy dingy. Whee! Here's your metal ring. That popped off. And here's your pickup coil. And now that just slides out, maybe. Well, that's what the guy in the video said. It just comes out. Ooh, maybe it is bad. That's just falling
It's
apart.
Falling apart.
Well, that might be the problem there, folks. It was just old.
Probably since
the original one.
Yeah.
Because I mean that came apart with very little force.
Wow. And this is a pickup coil.
So this there's a pin in here where that sits. So you want this pin, and there's another one there. It looks like it sits down in the piece of plastic broke when I pulled it out. So I gotta get that out of there. And then this other pin sits right here, the one that's permanent in there.
So that way
I mean, it's obvious that the wires go out there, so.
It can only go in one way.
One way. Let's try and pop that out of there. Come on, plastic. Ah.
And that just comes out. It's a piece of. Here, take a drill bit.
Where's the drill bit? Where's the wrong tool? That's too big. Where's the other wrong tool I was using? This plastic.
Piece of plastic right there.
Alright. So, one disassembled distributor.
Yeah, now what?
Now we go to VatoZone or the like and get a new pickup coil.
So now we spend more money.
Yay!
Alright, on that note, as mentioned before, this is literally the last thing that can be changed on this truck. So this should fix the problem.
Fingers crossed.
Along with other things. So
BRB, LOL.
we'll get some parts and we'll be right back. Oh. Oh man, that was a crazy transition.
Ho!
So we got the new part.
New part, pray. Hopefully it cures the issue.
This is a YouTube video.
Chasing for 2 years.
YouTube video unboxing a pickup coil. Look at that.
Bleep.
Brand spanking new. Ooh, how are you doing this?
I just lined up the little pin.
Line up the little pinhees.
And there's the wiring. And then what's next? This little guy.
Little cap. So that's important, whoever's watching.
For it to sit correctly and hold down correctly.
Those little pins need to be pointing up to make sure it puts pressure down to keep everything tight. That's important.
Just forcing the thingy down on here. No, it doesn't come off. I can't hold this at the same time. It'd be nice if I had a vise. Speaking of that vise, you want to take it to work and weld it up?
Yeah, I could actually. I got some hard I could weld it up or cast iron.
Yeah, you do. And then those go in the little pins. These go down their holes before it tightens. Now for the tighten.
What's the foot-pound torquage on those guys?
Guten tight.
Is it the German?
Yeah. That just stays like that, right?
So that slides in.
That slides in there. Then we got our washers to put back in. And the washer. And your dizzy drive gear, which faces this way. And a pin. Hey, look at that. One reassembled distributor.
So
Notice dimple facing up and notch facing up. So that's how it goes.
as mentioned before, so now seal so we don't leak coming out of the hole.
We don't want leaky.
We don't like leaks coming out of the hole. And then the rotors
And there you have it, folks.
for ready to install.
For ready to install, hopefully. All right, back in we go.
And then we line up our marking.
Are we all the way down? I can't tell.
There it goes.
It's all the way.
Looked like it moved. So we lined up our marks back. Are you nervous? Are you getting nervous?
I'm just...
I feel like you can't put it back together fast enough.
Right. If I had just had a little stud sticking up and a little clampy that went down over the top of the stud, it'd be really easy. You don't have to set timing every time you pull the distributor out. It's not so hot in here anymore.
Are we there yet?
Almost.
Are we done?
Almost.
How about now?
I will turn this car around.
How about now?
You better cut it out. Don't make me cut it out. Back ends. So that one goes there.
Can't really see what you're doing.
I'm just plugging the wires back in. It's not really that spectacular.
Pretty epic. Then put the cap on back on.
And plug the coil back in. Thusly. And then screwdriver. Make sure the cap is sitting down where it needs to sit down.
2 years in the making and all it was. Perhaps. Maybe.
Perhaps. Well, I guess we'll find out here momentarily.
Yeah, you got one more screw, man.
The suspense is killing me.
Did we put everything back correctly?
I think so.
It almost seemed too easy.
It's under pressure now, so if I crack that, it'll go psst.
Right. Well, if we're only talking about running that temporarily, then it's not really going to matter.
Bye. Alright, make sure it's out of gear.
All right. Are you ready?
Ready?
Let's do it. It's out of time again.
What the fuck? I put it right back where it was.
So what is this?
That's a thing.
It kind of looks like
shoots light out the end.
it looks like a gun that could do mass destruction.
No, it's not a weapon of mass destruction.
So a timing light
Timing light.
has a light,
It's like a strobe light.
right?
And
So
it flashes. Get power.
it gets a signal from the number 1 wire, every time that fires off the distributor, it goes pew, pew, right? So that pew, pew is going to...
fires sparkums down the thing holes.
Right, so as it's firing the sparkums down the thing's holes, it picks up that spark out of this and then sends that light, a signal, to then fire the light.
From there.
And then you shine the light on the thingy.
On the thingy.
And that's how you time it.
And we route this through these so they don't get caught up in the beltum.
Yeah, we don't need things getting caught up in the belt or alternator. It sounds like a villain.
Yeah. Alternator.
Alternator.
I'm gonna hit the key. See what it does.
Here we go.
That's set at 0.
Now I gotta go turn it off.
Now you gotta turn it off.
Alright, so tightening dizzy. Finally.
So now the timing's set to top dead center per instructions with this wonderful truck. And if you remember,
The ESC unplugged.
the ESC is a little brown wire underneath the dash on this truck. Sometimes on some of these old, newer trucks, they have the wire over here.
No,
on
the
firewall.
older trucks have it in the engine bay,
Oh, is that what it is?
and then the newer trucks in '94 they went to inside
So
behind the glove
this is
box.
the year, the first year where it went underneath. the
This
dash.
is a changeover year. Everything I read online said that it would be in the engine bay, and then came across it under the dash. Like, where is this wire? I can't find it. Oh, here it is.
We'll show you that wire when I reconnect it, although I'm pretty sure you've seen it already
Yeah,
because I disconnected it.
yeah. All right, so we tight. Hooray!
So now we'll plug in the brown wire,
and then
and then the computer should retard the timing for us,
or advance it,
or advance it, or whatever it needs to do. Where are we? Where? Oh, this one. Whoop, 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 whoop. Remember the little brown wire, the ESC wire. So you set the motor top dead with the dizzy. Make sure it's set on 0 with the timing marks on the crank or harmonic balancer. Reconnect this, and now the computer should learn the timing. Should. Okay, whenever.
So it runs idle smooth. You rev it up slowly. It'll go all the way up. If you try and mash the throttle, it dies. So I have no idea. I'm at a loss. And I was wondering if any of you people out there in YouTube land have any suggestions, or maybe I'm doing something wrong. I don't know. Put it in the comments, please.
So, there's the conclusion of part 722
Niner.
of the box.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah, so
We're,
there's that.
we're stumped.
I wouldn't say stumped. I think we know what we're doing. I think we know what we did correctly and did incorrectly.
Basically, we changed a bunch of parts and it had no effect
Right.
on how it runs.
So yeah, timing was 180 out, which is easy. Put it back. Okay, it starts, it runs, and then you give it too much, so it falls on its face. The same thing it was doing with the TPI intake.
Same exact.
So we're not sure what the hell the problem is. The parts exchanged. The CPU, it's got a V8 chip in it. It's got a new pickup coil in it.
It's got a new map sensor. It's got a new coolant temp sensor, a new throttle position sensor.
Wow.
The list goes on and on. Yeah, I don't know what else to change.
Yeah, all the things are changed. I don't know. Vacuum leaks, there's no vacuum leaks. It doesn't stall when you spray carb or whatever. It only stalls when you open it up.
When you hit the throttle, like you would drive it.
Yeah, like as if a normal person would want to go anywhere at a decent rate of speed.
Yeah. I mean, if I drove like a grandpa everywhere, I could drive it. But what's the point of having a V8
Yeah.
and a manual trans?
So that's where we're at. We know where we're going.
We know where we're headed.
Stay tuned for part what
894.
600. No, we're at the 700. Whatever. Stay tuned.
Like, subscribe, share, comment.
Yeah. Make sure you subscribe because you never know what we're gonna do to this truck.
Right.
It's a
And
cliff.
also check our website out.
Yeah. It's like
We
Sylvester
do have-
Stallone, right?
What?
Cliffhanger. All right. Anyway, like, subscribe, comment,
Share,
Share.
etc.
etc., etc., etc.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed.
Until next time. See you around.
Tight.
Yeah.
Is that good enough? I think so.
That was pretty long.
Short and sweet. Not so much.
Not so much.